afternoon, folks. Big Bo with RVs with Big Bo at Parkway RV Center, and very pleased to show you this one today, guys. This is one I don't get in very often, maybe one a year on average, and that is an older style work and play. Back then, this is a 2017 work and play 30W RS. It's a FRP series. Back then, work and play really made a unique toy hauler. We used to sell them brand new back then. Matter of fact, we were in the top 5 new work and play dealers in the country back when this was new, and because they really carried something unique, and we like to carry different stuff. So back then they were really neat. Now they're just a rebadged Coachman adrenaline with a higher price tag, but back then, I mean, they really made something unique. So I'm going to go over this thing, show you a lot of the nice features about it. I mean, they were built like tanks, and you got your money's worth. I mean, these things were awesome heavy duty toy haulers. As you may have noticed from the fly around at the beginning of the video, this does have a one-piece metal roof, aluminum roof, which puts them pretty much in a class all of their own. Of course, they don't build them like that now, but back then, guys, they did. Another thing you're going to notice about these is, for those of you in the trucking industry, is there are hundreds. These things are held together by something called million-mile fasteners, something they build semi-trailers out of. They call them that because they're basically screws meant to last 1,000,000 miles. And there are hundreds of these on this camper holding it together. Now, this is not your traditional stick and tin. This is not your traditional aluminum frame with fiberglass or Asdel exterior travel trailer toy hauler. This is what they call FRP, which stands for fiberglass reinforced plywood. And I used to keep samples of it, but I got rid of them. But it's basically a 16-layer staggered fiberglass and plywood. It's about 1.5 inches thick, and it covers, and that's what this whole camper's made out of. So you have no delamination worries. It is press bonded, and it's not glued, it's press bonded. Makes a very solid, incredibly solid foundation, and unlike anything else out there, guys. And it's a good thing about it, when you combined all that together, the metal roof, the FRP, the million-mile fasteners, all this metal they use in the construction, you get something that's heavy, very heavy. This is 9,500 pounds, but you get something that's going to last for decades if you take care of it. You've got the Easy Flex Dexter axles, E-range tires, which are 12-ply tires. I mean, same ply tires they put on big Class A motorhomes. 36-foot long total length with a 10-foot garage bay that's separate from the rest of the RV. I mean, you can see the big heavy-duty metal trim around the bottom. You got the power awning. Now, we are going to put a new canvas on the awning. It does have some spots on the corners that are starting to tear, so we are going to replace that. Got the optional 30-gallon fueling station with electric fuel pump, and it is prepped for a 4 kW Onan RV generator. It's never had one. It shows 0 hours on the gauge, but if you wanted to add that later on, everything's already wired, fuel lines already ran. It'll be very easy to hook one of those up. Another thing I'll point out too, guys, blowouts, unfortunately, are part of an RVer's life. I mean, it's pretty much inevitably going to happen to any of us, guys. I mean, you can have worn out tires. A lot of times you're going to hit something in the middle of the road. I mean, you don't know. And damage from a blowout is always a possibility. Well, most travel trailers, they either put plastic in their wheel wells, or they put these little plastic fender flares. Of course, this is metal. Or they have light aluminum in their wheel wells. Well, guys, Work and Play uses galvanized steel to minimize damage caused from a blowout. Again, back then, they weren't really too much worried about cost brand new, because these were expensive campers back then, and people got what they paid for. Even the ramp door has a 5,000-pound rolling weight capacity. I mean, if you could fit a car in here, you could load it on this door. That's how heavy duty it is. And of course, it's got the textured paint. But basically, think of the painted the bed liner material on your pickup truck, and it's real similar to this. And you could put your vehicles right in here if they even use this for a toy hauler, and it doesn't appear like they did. And that's what's so cool about the 30WRS. This was their most best-selling FRP floor plan because it was so versatile. This could be a toy hauler, it could be a full-timers unit, it could be a family bunkhouse because it can sleep, well, it can sleep up to 10 people. And you're not stuck with just one configuration. It's multiple configurations. So you're not stuck with like a traditional travel trailer where it's a rear lounge, it's only a rear lounge, or it's a bunkhouse, or only a bunkhouse. You can put an office back here, a workshop, haul toys with it. You can use this as, you know, to haul cargo with. If you're full timing, you've got a 10x8 storage building built into your camper. And because this thing's so heavy duty, it's got really an unheard of 4,500 pound cargo carrying capacity. You can really load this baby up. But again, guys, it's super heavy duty. It has a 100-gallon freshwater capacity, where most toy haulers have, you know, 40, 50 gallons. And the freshwater tank, because it adds so much weight, is mounted in between the axles, so better balance your load out. 30 amp electrical service. It's got a 15,000 BTU ducted roof air. Tires look almost brand new. 6-gallon DSI water heater, outside shower, LED marker lights, and of course LED interior lights as well for low battery usage for boondock camping. And you can see pass-through storage. You know, toy haulers don't really have a lot of outside storage because you've got your garage bay to hold most of your storage, and these front covers come off, and here you've got everything secure. You got, if you want to add a generator, it would go behind one of these. You've got your propane bottles and batteries secure behind these, out of sight, out of mind, I guess, from anybody wanting to steal them. So you know, that's always a nice feature I always liked about them. Plus you got a power tongue jack, battery disconnect right there, an easy spot to get to. A lot to them. And of course the one-piece aluminum roof. Let me pause the video, let's do a roof shot real quick before we go inside. And you can see, guys, that's a heavy duty roof. But you know what? You get what you paid for. I mean, this thing right here will still be usable when the 2023s are falling apart and heading to the junkyard. Let's look inside. And the 30WRS is a great floor plan. Like I said, it is very, very versatile. With your garage bay, you've got a solid sliding door for privacy. So, you know, if you do haul toys back there, you don't have to smell any gasoline fumes, anything like that. Now, both these sofas fold flat up against the wall. You have a power queen-size loft bed that comes down, and then both these sofas make double beds that are separate. So you can sleep 6 back here if you want to use this for like a bunkhouse. You can also take all this out very, very easily and use this for all cargo. You can use it for a home office if you're going to be a full-timer. You can use it for a variety of purposes, guys. It does have a 15,000 BTU ducted roof air and a 7.5 foot tall interior ceiling height. Now somebody's put an extra mattress up here, so just a piece of covered foam for extra comfort. Another thing I like to point out, guys, is you have 14 gauge steel roof trusses every 16 inches. See those screws through the ceiling? Every set of screws is a 14 gauge steel roof truss. Not aluminum, not wood, but steel. And you know, most standard travel trailers have them every 30 to 36 inches. This has them every 16 inches. Every place you see screws, that's a roof truss, steel roof truss. So right there, underneath those batting strips or more. Some right there, and the same thing on the floor as well. Every 16 inches, 14 gauge floor trusses, steel, not aluminum, not wood. But again, guys, that's why this thing's so heavy too. But with more weight, the better. The heavier it is, the better it's built. You've got some extra storage back here as well. Just some extra stuff the previous owners left. Cover. Some tie down straps for your D-rings. If I remember right, those are 3,500 pound D-rings. There should be 9 of them in here. You got the pop out vents if you want to use this for a toy hauler. Actually, you'd be surprised most people buy these things don't even intend to haul toys with it. They just like the versatility of not being stuck with a fixed floor plan. You know, like I was saying earlier, you buy a rear kitchen, it's always a rear kitchen, no matter what you do with it. You buy a bunkhouse, it's always a bunkhouse. This, it can be a bunkhouse, it can be a 2-bedroom, it can be a toy hauler, you can make it into an office, a storage building, it can be a multiple use camper. Not stuck with one particular floor plan and only that one particular floor plan. Also has a dovetail for easier loading and unloading. Got a 32-inch TV I've got running now. Sofa in here makes a bed. It does have a little bit of wear on the sofa. Heat got to it a little bit, but still okay. You do have a high point microwave convection oven. You've got an 8 cubic foot RV Norcold refrigerator freezer, and it is getting cold. I do have it on. Hadn't cleaned it yet, but it's still in good shape. You got your full insulated countertops, 3-burner stovetop. And remember, again, guys, that is an electric oven as well as a microwave. Overhead storage, you've got a stereo, TV, overhead storage right here as well. Impressive, very impressive, especially for $24.9. That's a crazy price for this thing. I mean, I'm looking at work and plays without a slide, 2 and 3 years older than this, on that they're asking more than 25 grand for. So don't expect this one to be on the market. Be honest with you, it could sell today. Bathroom, got the RV toilet, porcelain, a little crack on the toilet seat, no big deal. Do have a glassed-in shower thanks to its extra tall 7.5 foot tall roof. You don't need a skylight. That's one less thing you got to worry about leaking. The other thing I like about Work and Play, and this just, again, back when Work and Play really built something that gave people their money's worth. You know, most shower pans set on a bed of expanded marine grade foam. They spray the foam down, put the shower pan. It works fine for several years. But over the years, especially if you're a big guy like me, as you step in the shower pan, that foam's going to break down. And eventually, as your plastic ages and loses its integrity, and that foam breaks down, eventually you'll step through the shower pan. That's why they make replacement shower pans in all the RV parts books for that when that happens. Well, Work and Play, instead of using foam, they took the extra time and effort and put metal down that their shower pan sits on. So it doesn't give, guys. You know, 20 years from now, if I did the same, if I went in the same RV and did that, it would be just as rock solid as it is right now. Of course, you got a medicine cabinet, storage in here, speakers. Pretty neat, guys. Front bedroom is a 60 by 80 queen bed. Some overhead storage. Got your shoe rack back there, or put your cell phones on or whatever with plug-ins. You can put a TV on the wall if you want to. Pretty neat. Solid sliding door for privacy. I just wish I built them like this again, guys. I really do. The only issue they had, the main issue that people had with the working plays back then, well, besides the cost and how long it took to get them, was because of the way they built them, they couldn't just pump these things out 100 a day like they can now. But oh, sorry, pushed the wrong button there. Slide out works. But biggest problem they had was the paint process, because these were available in orange, black, red, white, and silver back then. The problem is, when they got a few years old, if you didn't keep it under cover, the colors would start fading, and there's really not much you could do to it besides have it painted or wrap it. But the only color that didn't fade was white, which is what this one is. So you don't have to worry about fading on this. Oh, it's fun being right here by the road. Sorry about that. So really cool, guys. It's a nice camper. It's only $24,900. I think we're really underselling it. I think NADA was like $28 or $29, but guys, you can't even buy them for that. But you can here. You can buy it for less than that. $24,900 includes our major systems inspection performed after purchase. And what we do, guys, is even though this is the lowest price 30WRS in the country I could find online by thousands, in a 17 model, or really in any year model, but especially in a 17, what we do is we check your major systems and inspect them, make sure they work. If they don't work, we fix them at no additional cost. First of all, we're going to put a new awning canvas on it, so don't worry about that. And the awning works, you don't have to worry about that. We're going to check the plumbing systems, your water heater. We're going to make sure your refrigerator and freezer gets to operating temperature. We're going to make sure your roof air conditioner gets to operating temperature. Like I said, all your plumbing systems, we're going to check for plumbing leaks, check your faucets, spigots, toilet, all that stuff, make sure it works. Check your tongue jack, steps, slide out. And, you know, that's the stuff that could ruin your trip if it doesn't work. Now, so far, everything I've touched in here works. Like all the lights come on, all the drawers and cabinets open up, TV works. You know, I do that for my viewers, guys, because at least you can see the stuff that we don't cover that works. Because if it works, there's no sense in checking it out. You can't fix it if it's not broken. But and you saw the bed comes down and goes up just fine. Sliding door works. So I know most of the major stuff works. We're going to check actually the only thing we haven't checked is the water system and the water heater. So we're going to do that and make sure it's good and put the awning canvas on it. But what I do, guys, is we check the major stuff. We leave all the Mickey Mouse stuff to you. Like this little spot on the sofa, it's going to be sold with that. That's not worth replacing the sofa over or having it recovered. You know, if that's something you want to buy yourself, I can give you a name of a website that you can buy a sofa from. It's called RecPro, RecPro, free shipping. Great place to buy furniture from. And they'll probably match this color up exact. If that bothers you enough to replace it. It wouldn't me. I mean, you probably get another 2 or 3 years out of this. Or more. Especially if you keep it out of the heat during the summer. But, you know, we leave the Mickey Mouse stuff to you. We handle the major stuff. That's how we keep our prices down. So you need to come either look at the unit yourself, inspect it for yourself before deciding to buy it or not, and or hire a third-party RV inspector. That's, guys, I can't understand this, why people buy RVs, new or used, without getting it inspected by a unbiased third party. I mean, to me, that's just like buying a home. I mean, you don't buy a home without having a home inspector look at it, do you? Of course not. Well, why would you buy an RV without having a third-party RV inspector look at it? So definitely recommend one of those on any used or even brand new RV purchase. And of course, you can't buy these new like this anymore. This floor plan, this whole way of building these work and plays is completely different now. And I was a new work and play dealer just a couple of months ago. I still have one new one left, a 23 LT, but like I said, they're nothing like this one, quality wise. I mean, I would take this one over a 2023 model any day of the week, even if it was the same price. I would rather pay a 2023 price for this 2017 than a brand new one, just for the build quality and the metal roof the million-mile fasteners, and all the other features that's unique on this one that the new ones don't have. Because, I mean, that's what it all comes down to, guys, is build quality. And it's pretty bad when a used one is better than a new one. But that's the case in working place. Of course, that's the case in a lot of other brands too, but since the pandemic, but you know, especially in working place. Anyway, guys, it is $24.9. I'm not going to take a penny less for it. That's haggle-free, firm, non-negotiable. It doesn't matter how you pay for it, cash, trade, finance, combination of the three, it's all the same to us. We have financing with approved credit and down payment. It's $24.9 plus applicable sales tax. We don't have any upsells. Unlike other RV dealerships where you see an advertised price and you wind up paying 10, 12, 13, 14 grand or more above that price by the time you leave with that camper, we're not like that, guys. And they get you on warranties and gap insurance and tire and wheel packages, vacation packages, fees and all that stuff. We don't charge any of that stuff, guys. All that stuff is just an upsell. The fees are 100% dealer profit and unnecessary to purchase a used or new RV. And all those upsells, guys, is things that you can buy yourself away from the dealership for a fraction of the cost. But none of them are worth the flip, no matter how you buy it or where you buy it. Those extended warranties are junk. They don't pay anything. The dealer just uses it. They buy these warranties for $400 or $500. They sell them to you for $3,000 and $4,000. They're not going to pay anything, guys. I mean, they're just so you can say you got a warranty on it. That's all you can say. Problem is that warranty's worthless. So I always say no to ups. It's just a way for the dealership to make a few extra $1,000 off of you, and then add it to your loan that they've got the interest rate marked up on. We don't do any of that here, guys. You know, when you come here, guys, you see a price, it's $24.9, it's plus tax. That's it. Take it to the bank, bring cash, cashier's check, wire transfer, you got yourself a camper. Or go to your bank, our bank, it doesn't matter to us. If you're interested in knowing the latest interest rates, down payment requirements, credit requirements, or anything like that on financing, just give one of our salespeople a call. 706-965-7929. Thank y'all for watching this video. I'm really excited to get this work and play in. I've got it right up front. Don't expect it to be here long. Call right away. You probably want to leave a deposit on it. It will sell quick. Smash me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment. Of course, most importantly, hit that subscribe button if you hadn't already. RV's with Big Bo. You never know from one day to the next what I'm going to film. We've got the lowest prices in the country on used RVs, guys. That's why we've been in business since 1968. That's why we sell 500 to 600 used RVs a year. You can't beat our prices. And we don't charge any fees, any upsells. That's the thing, guys. Even if another dealer had the same price as us, what's happening is you can't go into a dealership and pay $24. You know, if they advertise one of these for $24.9, you're not going to walk in there with a cashier's check, cash, or whatever for $24,900 and leave with that camper, guys. No, they're going to hit you up with $2,000 or $3,000 in dock fees, prep fees, and all this other junk. Then they're going to add, then they're going to try to sell you all these extended warranties, gap insurance, and tire and wheel packages, all that stuff. That $24.9 will turn into $40,000 pretty quick. Here is $24.9 plus applicable sales tax. Now, we do offer delivery service. That is a little extra. It's $1 a mile round trip. So if you live 1,000 miles away round trip, 500 there, 500 back, it's $1,000 for delivery. And if you need a weight distribution kit, we put those on for $500 installed. Weight distribution with sway control for $500 installed if you buy a camper from us. But that's optional. That's if you need those. And that's parts, labor, and everything out the door, $500, which is less than half price what Ripoff World charges for the exact same brand, size, and everything installed. So, we're a mom and pop independent dealer. That's why we save you so much money. We don't have to get rich on everybody that buys an RV from us. Everything we own is paid for. We've been in business for over 50 years. We don't spend millions of dollars a year in advertising. We don't have their overhead, so we don't have to make the profit they do to keep our doors open, guys. We keep things easy, simple, and done. Haggle-free, firm prices, the lowest prices in the country. And this is just one of the many hundreds of examples I brought you over the years on video. So anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Call before coming to look, make sure it's available. And thanks again. Look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.